There's the Juge. What's up, Juji? She's a good girl. Okay, go on. Run around. Run off. Huh. So, this is day 59 of Get Down and Do It.
Just as I started to give up,
All right, hold on, kiddo.
I reached on the side of my closet, pulled it
I'm
out.
going to put you on film. You found it. That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry about it. That's okay. This is day 59 of Get Down and Do It. Just recording this in my living room. My wife's sitting here working a puzzle. I'm not going to show you her on camera because she's wrapped up in a blanket because she's not feeling well. She's doing a puzzle. So I'm sitting here this is my piano. Sitting here, and this is day 59. I just did 100 push-ups, kind of in a row. I took sort of a break without touching my knee or anything to the ground, around 80. Just took a breather for 10 seconds and I finished it. So I guess it kind of counts for one more time of doing 100 in a row, sort of. So I guess I got almost 4 days out of 5 this week of straight 100. So let me see how many minutes is left. It's only been 1 minute. Yeah, I guess I'll tell this story for a couple minutes because there's one guy yesterday when I posted day 58 commented, and his name was Nick. And if I'm thinking it's the right, there were two Nicks that I met at the Raw Spirit Festival. One guy was Nick with the green hat. I'm thinking that's who this was. But then there was this other Nick who was the guitar player Nick, and he was playing guitar the one night. So, and whoever it was friended me on Facebook, and I didn't see your picture, so I'm not sure which Nick it was. But anyway, I thought I'd tell this story. The one Nick would know the story, and I thought I'd tell it just for this vlog because I don't really have anything else to say tonight except for, yay, we're at 5,900 push-ups. So that's pretty cool. Monday is 6,000. Now that's pretty cool too. So the story goes like this. The story goes we just put up all those tents at the Raw Spirit Festival, and it came time to take them down. So we had like, I don't know, 70 or 80 or 90 tents to take down. Kind of this core group of us, and we were going around. And when we took the tents, and we put them up in a certain order. You take it out of the bag, and you pop it up, and you put the canopy on, and you fold down, you snap it in place, and you fold down the Velcro things. You do all this stuff. And so when it came time to take it down, there were no instructions, really. So we decided we needed to come up with this method to take the tent down. So the first tent we took down, we couldn't fit it back in the bag. Not at all. It wouldn't fit. It was a disaster. Then we tried stuffing it in a certain way, and that didn't work. And then we tried putting the tent canopy in first, and then the tent, and then it wouldn't fit in the bag. And then finally we came up with this really elaborate, this one guy named Gio who was there, kind of came up with this idea of wrapping the canopy, taking the tent down and then wrapping the canopy around the aluminum structure that goes up. And so we were doing that for a while, and then somebody else came up, maybe the same guy came up with this way of folding that canopy so it's just folded just so, and then wrapping it around. So it really fit in really snugly. And we were all proud of ourselves because this is probably after like 50 or 60 tents did we finally come up with this method. Well, no, we came up with the wrap the canvas around the tent after, probably 5 or 10. But after that we came up with the fold the canvas, the canopy of the tent. I'm not being real clear here because you don't know what tent I'm talking about. But anyway, after that we came up with this method. For most of the rest of the tents, until tent say like 60 or 70 or so, we had been folding these things really nice the way we came up with and stuffing them back in the bag. So whoever has to set them up next is going to have this super easy time of it. And somewhere in the middle there, we found the instructions, which was in one of the bags. And we got all frustrated with it because it said how to take down the tent. It said do everything in reverse. It just said put tent in bag. That's all it said was place in the bag. And we're like, well, that's really smart. They didn't even tell you how the hell to put it in the bag. Because we had all these pieces, how the hell are we going to put them in there? So we had a lot of discussion about how to get it into the bag and how to do all this. And we were laughing because of how ridiculous the instructions were. It just said put it in the bag. So anyway, we even came up with, at one point, we decided to grab a video camera. It might even have been this camera, as a matter of fact, one of my video cameras that I brought. And we decided to help out the people who had to set up the break down and set up the tents next time. We thought we would videotape how to get the tent back into the bag. So we made this whole big production where there were like 3 or 4 of us there, and we videotaped how to do it. And the plan was we were going to post this on the internet and tell the people who are volunteering at the next festival, this is how you get the tent back in the bag. So it doesn't have to take you half the day to figure out how to do it. Here's how we figured it out. So we were all proud of ourselves. We made this video. And then when there were only about 2 or 3 tents left, somebody came over and told us, they said, you guys are doing it wrong. You don't have to take the tent apart. You don't have to take the canopy off at all. All you have to do is put the legs down, squeeze it all together, and put it in the bag. And we all looked at each other like, sorry, my dog's crying in the background. I'm getting distracted. But anyway, we all looked at each other. We just started laughing because that was what the instructions said. It said place tent in bag. And we all thought they left out all these steps. But in fact, that was the step. That's what it meant. You don't have to take it apart. They didn't write that. But you didn't have to take the tent apart. You just could collapse it and put it right into the bag. So the last couple of tents, we just did that. We collapsed them and put them straight into the bag. And we just laughed at ourselves because of the way we complicate our lives needlessly. We read put the tent in the bag is what it said in the instructions, and yet we read into it that we needed to take it apart. And we spent a lot of energy figuring out how to get the thing back into the bag, sort of the way it came out, but it wasn't necessary. So sometimes I think of those 3 words, place in bag, which is all it really said on the instructions, and I think that's a metaphor for how we complicate our lives unnecessarily. So it's a pretty good story, so I like to call that place in bag. I think I could tell it a little more eloquently if I write it out, but hopefully you get the gist of that story. So anyway, this is day 59. That's all I'm going to really say today is place in bag. And don't complicate your life. Do 100 push-ups a day, though, 5 days a week. That's not too complicated. That's pretty easy. And after 55 days, you'll be able to do 100 in a row, hopefully, like I did. And then that whole week, you'll get 4 out of 5. And maybe next week we'll get 5 out of 5 with just 100 push-ups, and that'll be great. So this is Jim from GetDownAndDoIt.com, which is still broken. Don't go there. Challenging you to get down to 100 push-ups a day, 5 days a week. Take care, everybody. Bye.